If your nervous system feels overwhelmed, reactive, anxious, exhausted, emotionally flooded, or stuck in survival mode, this video is for you. And even if you're not stuck, but you want tools to learn how to reset quickly when you feel triggered, then stick around. In this video, I'll share some simple yogic practices that can help to calm the body, to quiet the mind, and to reconnect you to yourself. And this is important. Yoga was never just about stretching or workouts. Traditional yoga practices were designed to help human beings regulate the mind, steady the attention, increase physical health, increase awareness, and to create deeper connection between the body, mind, and spirit. Long before we had terms like nervous system regulation, yogis understood that the way we breathe, move, focus, rest, and direct our attention changes our inner state. So whether you're a yoga teacher, a yoga practitioner, someone dealing with stress, grief, or simply someone who's seeking more peace and more presence in your life, these practices can become anchors for you to return to again and again. And honestly, I believe that learning how to regulate the nervous system is one of the first steps toward healing, growth, deeper spirituality, emotional resilience, intuition, and a deeper connection with yourself and with the world around you. Quick disclaimer, these practices are educational. They're not medical treatment. Please listen to your body and modify as needed. We ready to start? Okay. Our first practice is called Orienting. And this simply means we begin. Often we can begin in Sukhasana, which is sitting right here. You might even be seated in a lotus position or something fancy like that, or standing up in mountain pose or Samastitihi. Now, the intention behind orienting is I am here now. Yoga Sutras of Patanjali start. Yoga Sutra 1.1 says, yoga is now. The practice of yoga begins now. It's like we're calling attention to ourselves and we're saying, all right, recess is over, playtime is over, life stuff out there is over. And instead we take off our shoes, we come right here, we bring ourselves to the mat, and now we're present, we're focused, and we're here. Okay, the blinders come on. So yoga is now, I am here, this is orienting. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your sits bones on the ground. Notice the spine. Let's sit up nice and tall. I am here and I'm ready to begin my practice. Now, diaphragmatic breathing is one of the best ways to reset the nervous system. With diaphragmatic breathing, we breathe in through the nose and we're breathing really deep. So we don't want to be up here. We want to breathe deep into the belly. You'll feel the back of the ribs expand. Exhale out. And on the exhalation too, a lot of times we can exhale and we're not fully exhaling. So as you exhale, I like to think of a tube of toothpaste and you're rolling it up at the end. You're getting all of the last little bits of toothpaste out, all the last little bits of air out, okay? Inhale, breathing in. And exhaling. So notice we're sinking, sinking, sinking. Keep exhaling out. Get all of that stale air out. One more time. Inhale, breathe in. Feel the chest rise, feel the belly expand, and exhale, sink, 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 sink. The next practice is a physiological sigh. We take a deep breath in, another sip at the top, and exhale out through the mouth, completely exhaling out, okay? So inhale, breathe in. Sip at the top, hold it, exhale. Again, inhale, breathe in. Sip. Exhale. One more time. We'll practice each 3 times, okay? Inhale, breathe in. Sip. Exhale. Great work. So as we practice each of these, go through and you're learning them and memorizing them, and you can do them when you need to. It helps you to downshift the nervous system surprisingly fast, okay? Sometimes we don't need an hour-long practice to do that. Sometimes we just need a moment to interrupt the pattern, to pause, and to reset. Okay, alternate nostril breathing. This is our next practice. It's called Nadi Shodhana. And traditionally, Nadi Shodhana is alternate nostril. Breathe in and out through the left or the right nostrils. We're balancing the left and the right sides of the body. the left and the right sides of the brain, which is the analytical, the creative, the present versus the judgment side. And we're balancing the masculine and feminine aspects of ourselves as well. So today we're going to do a Nadi Shodhana. It'll just be 3 breaths through the left, 3 breaths through the right nostril. So get your thumb and ring finger together of the right hand. Bring the 2 fingers between the brows. It's just to hold them there. It gives you a space to think. And always when we massage the third eye, we do that with the intention of tuning in to our deepest self, our highest self, for guidance and intuition, okay? Exhale completely through both nostrils. Inhale, breathe in through both nostrils. Use the thumb, plug the right. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Plug switch. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Hold. Exhale through both nostrils. Hold. And breathe naturally. So in Nadi Shodhana, for me, I really notice the difference in the asymmetry of my body between the right and left sides. Usually one nostril is much more plugged than the other, and it helps when I clear one nostril and I'm training it, breathe out of it. Your body needs you to breathe out of it. I feel more balance between the right and the left sides of the body. So just notice that, see how it feels. Our next practice is Bumble Bee Breath, Brahmari. It's one of my favorites, especially when I just feel like I need the world to be out there and I need to bring it in. It's a humming breath. So we breathe in and then hum out. And humming, if you notice, humming is used through different cultures throughout the beginning of time. Humming helps to reset the nervous system. It activates the vagus nerve. It tells the body, I'm safe, everything is okay. Also, when we hum, it encourages breathing, right? We have to breathe to hum. So this is just a beautiful breath. It works really great too with kids if you can get them to do it. I like to plug my ears, then I really feel the vibration of the humming within the body. And it's like psychically, energetically clearing out all of the clogs and the drains that are within the nadis or within the energetic channels in the body, okay? So take a deep breath in. We'll do 3 rounds of just humming and notice the feeling. And lower the hands down. Take a moment, keep the eyes closed. Simply notice any changes. That was just 3 breaths. You can do this for 5 minutes. Notice the change that would instill in you. The vibration itself can feel soothing to the nervous system. It's grounding, quieting, and internal. Sometimes sound, often sound, can help bring us back to ourselves. Our next practice is Drishti, and this again is one of my favorites. Drishti means a focused gaze. Our modern lives are so fragmented between phones and alerts and scrolling and noise and errands and things to do and bills to pay. And you're always, right? We're always trying to be in more than one place at once, here and then here, and figuring out what these people's needs are over here too. So that fragmentation is really having an effect on our mental health. So with Drishti, we look at one point and we're telling ourselves, I will look at this one point until this posture is done. Usually we do this when we're in a pose. Let's say we're in like a warrior two and the arms are out. You look at your middle finger and you're holding your attention there. So it doesn't mean look around the room. You'll notice the tendency to want to fix your hair, fix your clothes, or adjust yourself in some way or drink some water. All of that is the mind's way of trying to distract you from being still and being with yourself. Because when we're still and we're with ourselves, we start to understand most of those fears that we have, most of those replays that we have going on and on and on around in our heads are not real. They're not real. They're made up. They're created. They're drama. And when we realize all that stuff we get so worked up about is just drama, then you go, oh, who am I when I'm here with myself? So Drishti is training us to be with ourselves, but it's also training us to focus and the endurance for our focus. So when we say, okay, my Drishti is going to be at the tip of my nose. That doesn't work for everybody, but that is a focal point, right? It brings our awareness, hones everything in. You don't see all the stuff out here because we're so focused inward. You can look at a spot on the wall, something that might be eye level or a little bit higher even would be great, especially in balancing poses. So we'll do this. We're holding a Drishti, okay, to find a spot on the wall that's eye level, and we'll hold this for 30 seconds. Let the gaze be soft. It doesn't need to be like staring. You blink and everything. But we're keeping our attention right here on the focal point and the breath. And release. Now, when we're in a vinyasa class, you might be moving, your focal point might be moving. I still like to hold my poses for 30 seconds and cue the focal point. And this is where we're going to look for 30 seconds. It's really a strong way to help to hone that craft of focus and the endurance for focus. Okay, practice 7 is rhythmic movement. This is deeply regulating. Oh my gosh, from the time we're little, walking, swaying, gentle, repetitive movement. You think of this like listening to music and swaying back and forth, how calming that is for the body. Cat-cow, whether it's seated or on hands and knees, is also a good rhythmic movement. Inhaling to open and exhaling to round. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, yoga is stillness, but yoga is also rhythmic. It's tuning into the body. Our next practice, our next technique is grounding through the feet. And with grounding through the feet, it really is about taking off your shoes, spreading the toes, bringing awareness to the feet, and going, hi guys. We connect with Mother Earth. And grounding can be done on the floor. You don't have to be standing up, but normally we might stand up, right? In mountain pose. So you might stay right here. I'm grounded. Feel the feet root down through the 4 corners of the feet. Stand up nice and tall. So we want the distance from the feet to the crown of the head to increase. And we really focus on that connection with the feet and the earth energy. It allows us to be steady, still, like a tree. Yet alive, adaptable, and non-attached. If you're on the floor, I also like this for grounded. And you can do this as an Eastern-Western stretch. So take the feet to the floor, look at your feet, spread the toes, root down through the 4 corners of the feet, and keep the feet about hip bone distance apart. So this is Eastern-Western stretch. We'll slide the hands back behind, press the heart open. Now our feet are still grounding, right? But we open up the heart and chest, lift the hips, root down through the feet, lower the hips down. Now the hips become our grounding point. Straighten the legs out in front of you, reach the arms up high, and fold forward over the legs. Gently draw the toes toward your face. Inhale as you lift the head. Exhale, slide the hands behind your back. Ground the feet as you bend the knees. Open the heart and chest. Lower the hips to the ground. Ground through the hips. Straighten the legs. Reach the arms up high. So notice we ground in order to grow. Exhale, fold. We can't grow unless we ground. Lift the head one more time. Slide the hands back behind you. Ground through the feet. Inhale, open the heart and chest. Exhale, lower the hips down, ground through the hips, straighten the legs, reach the arms up high, and fold forward. Inhale the head up and exhale, release. Our next practice is self-touch. Self-touch is hugely powerful because touch, first of all, is just calming to the nervous system. You know, someone, when you're having a rough day, right, and someone just gives you a big hug, you're like, oh, I feel so good, right? Like, can I just lie on you, like lean on you? And that's really important. We want to be able to lean on people, to rely on people, especially when we're stressed, when we're grieving, when we're overwhelmed, when we feel disconnected from our own bodies. But the thing is, we're going to give that to ourselves. We're giving that grounding, safe, steady, supportive touch to ourselves. So with havening, it can be like this. I think of my yoga practice in terms of self-touch as being hands on the belly, a hand on the belly or a hand on the heart. And I put pressure on, like really put pressure down. If you wanted something a little more even opening, you could try a Baddha Konasana and take the hands, kind of place them right into the thighs. And you're just working some distance here. Like the shoulders will come up, but we're pressing our hands down, pressing them down, opening the hips, press down, and come right back up. You might even do something like this with the legs all the way together. Wrap your arms around the legs. Bring your chin down. Now, this might look like a pose of despair, but it's not actually. This is a pose of reset. This is a pose to come within. We're basically saying to the outside world, I am leaving you right now. I am withdrawing. I'm coming into myself because that is what I need to reset my nervous system. And one of my favorites, I call it a psychic shower. It's simply brushing off from the arms. So from the shoulders all the way off the fingertips, 3 times on each side. It's a soft, gentle brush. Helps to reset. Okay, our final practice is stillness. Now in stillness, this is a pose called Savasana, which means corpse pose. It's sleeping pose. It's the ultimate surrender where we lie down, we come into stillness, we turn the palms up, and we are truly still. We're letting go of attachment to the material world. We're letting go of attachment to our accomplishments, to our failures, to all the mistakes, and to all the things that we have done right. With Shavasana, super important to be comfortable. You don't want to come into this position and not be comfortable. So you use whatever props you need. It's nice to put something under the knees for support. And we don't do Shavasana in bed only because then you don't want it to be associated with falling asleep. This is an awake practice. You're not sleeping, but it's awake but restorative. You can also substitute this for Yoga Nidra, and I'll put a link to my Yoga Nidra video so you can, if you prefer that, because sometimes, especially if there's been trauma, quiet, lying down stillness in an exposed, vulnerable position might not work for you. Okay, so I do want you to know that also. So here we separate the knees a bit. Taking something right behind the knees, it helps to support the low back. So if you've got low back issues, definitely place something under the knees. Definitely place something under your head. If your head comes forward, if you have head forward posture at all, or any kind of kyphosis. Then we turn the palms up and our arms are coming out from us, about a foot or so. Let it be comfortable. What we don't want is to be uncomfortable. The palms turn up to represent our surrender, our letting go. We are not holding on to anything. Allow the eyes to close. Bring the awareness to your breath, simply to bring the awareness inward. With each exhale for me, I feel my body sink more and more into the floor. We'll just be here for another 10 seconds or so, okay? Get as comfortable as you can with each exhale. Feel more surrender, more letting go. And normally, Shavasana would be 10 minutes or so. Depends on how long your practice is. Maybe 5 if you're in a gym or studio class. And to come out of it, we come out slowly. We don't want to shock the system. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. So 10 minutes in Shavasana can be almost as good. I don't know if this is true, they say, as good as a whole night's sleep. Reach your arms up over your head. And I do find on nights that I did not sleep well, 10-minute Shavasana or a 10-minute Yoga Nidra makes a world of difference to get through the day. And roll over onto your side. This is my favorite right here. And before re-entering the day, re-entering your life, let's take a moment. Notice the state of your nervous system, the calm, the quiet. Let it feel good, maybe a little smile. Now let's set the intention for the rest of the day today to practice being aware of the state our nervous system is in. So now we know what calm feels like. Yeah. Gently press yourself up. So as we move through the day, you'll notice little things that activate a stressed state. And it's important not to just let the stress build on top of each other, because that's when we get to the tip of the iceberg or the volcano and we get an explosion. So instead, what we do is we notice that that stress has come up. We do a nervous system practice to reset and to let go. We notice that the stress has come up. We do another nervous system practice to reset and to let go. And you're kind of constantly doing that because it allows us to be fine-tuning our emotional state. Or it's not just our emotional state, it's the state of our whole being throughout the day. So that the more and more we do it, we get to find a place of steadiness rather than looking like a crazy EKG, like whatever. So we're looking to reach more of like a steadiness. And that comes just with awareness. Honestly, regulating the nervous system, I know that I talk about it a lot on this channel because it's so important. It is. If you're a yoga practitioner, this has got to be the number one skill. That and commitment to the practice, right? But learning to regulate the nervous system it should be taught to all elementary school kids. All right. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this, if this is cool for you, I would love to know too, what practices you like, which ones are you going to try this week? Which ones do resonate with you? And then let me know. Go, oh my gosh, Melissa, I practiced that Bumble Bee Breath all week this week. And wow, does that feel amazing? Or I practiced Drishti. I added that into my own yoga practice. And what a difference that makes. Just let me know. I would love to know what works for you and what resonates. And please like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Here on this channel, you're going to get mindful movement practices. You're going to get nervous system resets. You'll get yoga philosophy. You'll get spiritual resets and how to evolve and grow spiritually and how to really integrate into a whole human being for optimum health, body, mind, spirit, energy, and our environment. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time.